Today on Fresno State Focus, find out how college Greeks are giving back to their peers.
Plus, we'll take a look at some spring festivities. Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Simone Rixey.
And I'm Brian Felix. From diets to yoga, people all over the country are trying anything to stay healthy. Here's what I found out students are doing on and off campus to stay fit and in shape. Students at Fresno State are trying all sorts of things in an effort to stay healthy. With obesity at its all-time highest in the country, students are testing out new diets and fitness trends just to stay fit. Luckily for students at Fresno State, the Rec Center has tons of opportunities to help get the body moving. The Rec Center first opened its doors in February of 2006. An average of 1,000 students go to the Rec Center on any given day. So it's no surprise that almost 2 million students have gone to the Rec Center since its opening. The Rec Center has fitness equipment and group fitness classes, such as Zumba, Body Pump, and Body Flow.
So Body Flow is a mixture of yoga, Tai Chi, and Pilates. So we completely work out every muscle in your body. So you kind of get that a little aggressive adrenaline running, and you gotta fight it out as you work out.
But the Rec Center doesn't have everything a student needs to stay fit. Students also need to have the drive to want to get in shape. Rachel Kaufman is a fitness and promotions coordinator at the Rec Center, and she says that staying active is the most beneficial thing you can do for yourself.
I mean, literally name something that could go wrong with you, and being in shape and eating healthy can probably at least alleviate it.
Staying active is easy. All it takes is picking up a pair of running shoes and going for a walk. Most of the activities at the Student Rec Center are paid through tuition, so the only thing you'll be losing by working out is those extra pounds you gained your freshman year.
A sorority and fraternity have created an annual event discussing college relationships. Alumni Mercado has the full story.
So the question I have is, how much time spent with your significant other is too much time, and how much is too less time? So
Act Like an AKA Think Like a Noob is an annual event hosted by the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha and the gentlemen of Kappa Alpha Psi, based on the movie Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man. This event was an open discussion to talk about college relationships, sex, and it was filled with questions for the audience to answer. This being the second year of their event, they made sure to add a small twist for everyone to enjoy.
we did this event last year. It was very successful, so we wanted to bring it back. And this time we wanted to include the audience a little bit more. So we created different scenarios so they could act out and see how they would portray and be in these certain situations.
We argue all the time.
Each scenario was filled with a problem the couple was facing, whether it being infidelity, trust issues, or pregnancy. Member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, Courtney Johnson, says the scenarios were meant for the audience members to get a better understanding of issues that can occur in relationships.
Hopefully it did communicate well and people were actually able to take something away from the scenarios and maybe get a laugh or two, but at the same time actually gain, once again, a perspective and something they can take back to their own personal relationships with their friends or with their significant others.
Members in the audience had no problem sharing personal stories, and some said they learned a lot about relationships from this event.
What I really took from this event was learning how to have good communication skills, be flexible, and be open with your partner within your relationship.
The ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha and the gentlemen of Kappa Alpha Psi say they have bigger and better plans for next year's Act Like a AKA, Think Like a Noob Part 3. Ali Mercado, Fresno State Focus.
There's a new all-male initiative on campus. The Onyx Black Male Collective is a program designed by select Black faculty, staff, and students. The initiative is led by Dr. Hassan Johnson. Here with us today is Klisham Shakir, member and club officer. Thank you for joining us today, Klisham. So tell me a little bit how the program came about.
Basically, it came about out of pure observation as well as necessity. Here at Fresno State, we have Black males. When I refer to we have the lowest retention rate, lowest admission rate, as well as the lowest graduation rate. Our first generation 6-year average students, we graduate at a 38th percentile, 21% less than our white counterparts, as well as 9% is our Latin counterparts. So you tell me, is that a necessity? So it seems pretty necessary for us.
Definitely. Can you tell me about Dr. Hassan Johnson's goals for the initiative?
One, ultimately, is to increase retention rate as well as graduation rates. Also provide a mentor-mentee foundation and structure, as well as just provide camaraderie amongst young Black males that we don't get. You know, some of us don't want to join fraternities and stuff like that. A lot of us just want to have that support system, and that's what Onyx provides. in hopes of increasing retention rates. So.
Okay, and what are some of the successes we've seen so far?
One, just the pure camaraderie, man. It's just pure. When you walk in a meeting, it's just like family there. We're all brothers at the end of the day. And just as you can see, just our academics is pretty much increased, as well as just having that social place to go to come to, talk to somebody that's been there, where we've been through. A lot of people, we're a lot of first generation students, you know. We don't have anybody that we could talk to and tell us how to go about college. But here we have that.
Okay, and what can we expect in the future from the Onyx program?
You could expect growth more than anything. You could expect our presence even more so. Just wait on it. Next semester, you'll see.
All right, well, thank you for joining us today, Klisham.
No problem.
We really appreciate it.
All right.
Here with us today was Klisham Shakir, member and officer of the Onyx All-Male Black Initiative on campus.
This year, Fresno State hosted the 26th Annual California National Geographic Bee. This event brought 4th through 8th graders from all over California together to compete for the #1 position in nationals in Sacramento. Marilyn Cowley has a story.
Like Albania, Austria, Belarus.
Rhea Mitter grew up singing songs about different countries that her mother taught her. That's what got her interested in geography. She was one of 11 girls out of the top 98 scorers from California to qualify for the State National Geographic Geography Bee that took place at Fresno State. She placed 3rd in Sacramento last year and again in Fresno this year.
I really wonder why more girls don't actually do geography. I think they're too busy concentrating on spelling.
Out of the 25 National Geographic Bee champions, 23 are male and 2 are female. This raises the question as to why there are not more girls participating in this competition.
Associate Professor of Geography, Michelle Calveras, says she is unsure as to why there is little participation from girls, because in the major program, the women are more active.
You know, that's really hard to say. It may be because of their age and how geography is taught at middle school and elementary school, but at the major level, our majors are actually split between men and women.
Teresa Wood also got into geography because of her family, and the National Geographic Bee has become a family tradition.
Well, my whole family kind of has been, there's 6 of us, and my oldest brother, he went here twice, and then my sister, we've all been doing those geography bees at our school, and yeah, we're just kind of into it. My dad really likes traveling. We've been lots of places.
Tuvia Berkson-Michelson won the state bee in Fresno and will go on to compete in the National Bee in Washington, D.C. May 19th. The grand prize is a $50,000 scholarship and an all-expense-paid-for trip for 2 to the Galapagos Islands. Tuvia says not only is he feeling happy about his win, but he is happy to see all of his friends that he knows from previous competitions.
I'm feeling really happy about my win here, but it was also just really amazing to get to see people from around the state who have the same interests as I do.
Belarus, Belgium, Bosnia, Herzegovina.
As for Rhea, she will try again next year and she hopes to place above 3rd. Marilyn Cowley, Fresno State Focus.
Coming up on Fresno State Focus, see what goes into making a Fresno State's Vintage Days.
Plus, see how some Fresno State students spent their spring break contributing to the community. All that when we come back.
So you decided to go to Fresno State. Good for you. But you were too insecure to show Fresno State pride? That's a problem. Because you never bothered to show pride in your school, you are shunned by other students. Professors can smell the stench of impending failure on you and take no pity. Even the mass communication students agree you have no future. But all of this could have been avoided if you simply showed your pride for Fresno State.
I am Fresno State.
Fresno State pride. Show it or face the consequences.
First thing I said was,
The Walk and Roll Foundation came to Fresno State in hopes of creating a movement among college students. Jasmine Lopez tells us more about the event.
The first thing I said was, I'm okay, but I just can't feel anything.
It was a night of many inspirational testimonies with Walk and Roll's Foundation's first visit to Fresno State. The program raises awareness for spinal cord injuries through motivational speeches with topics like drunk driving, texting and driving, along with a talented wheelchair dance team. USU Productions coordinator Mandrid Benyandin reached out to the organization after watching the show Push Girls.
This was a very unique event. I don't think any of our Fresno State students have been exposed to something like this. And it's also something that's very relatable.
Miss Wheelchair California, Tiffany Hendrickson, is also a Fresno State alumna. She was proud and excited to come support her friends that performed.
I think if this is the first time you've come to something like this, it's great to realize that even though we are disabled, we are capable. And life does go on after having a disability, and we're here to prove that. So.
Co-founder Chelsea Hill wanted to continue her passion for dance after a traumatic car accident that left her paralyzed. This was important to her because she had been dancing since the age of 3. Not giving up and keeping a forward mindset was inspirational to audience member Brianna Lucas.
Tell them to keep on doing what they're doing, definitely, and to visit more colleges, because I think they said this was their first college visit, but I think other people our age can benefit from it.
Due to the good turnout, the Walk and Roll Foundation will continue to visit other universities. Jasmine Lopez, Fresno State Focus.
With Vintage Days just around the corner, reporter Juliana Gomez gives us a little preview of what goes into this annual weekend.
This year marks the 40th anniversary of Vintage Days. Advisor Josh Edrington explains what inspired students back then to start this Fresno State tradition.
There was no major events to kind of unite the campus. Fun activities that students can get together and compete against each other in challenges. So there was that element to it, and there was the element of wanting to celebrate the local harvest.
Fresno State is known as an agriculture community, and Josh says the festival also served as an open house to showcase the university. This 3-day event is packed with many activities for all ages.
There's entertainment, there's a beer and wine garden, there's a crafts fair, there's a kids zone, there's a boomtown area, so there's plenty of food. There's something for everyone at Vintage Days, and I think that's why it's such a hit.
One activity geared only to Fresno State students is a Wild Cherry Vintage Challenge. It is the first time Pepsi has ever sponsored this activity, so expect lots of good prizes. It will not only test students' mental abilities, but their athleticism as well.
Expect running around campus, relay type activities, scavenger hunt. It's going to be a lot of fun.
The Special Events Committee is looking for 40 teams of 4 people each. The entry fee per team is $20. To register, contact USU room 306. Vintage Days kicks off with a pancake breakfast in the morning and with outdoor movie Frozen at sunset.
More than 50,000 people are expected to attend, and with Vintage Days just 2 days away, let the countdown begin. Juliana Gomez, Fresno State Focus.
With the end of the semester just around the corner, graduating seniors are looking forward to receiving their alumni status. With me today, I have Blair Schmidtkamp, the Assistant Director of Alumni and Student Engagement for the Alumni Association, and she's here to tell us a little more of what students can get out of being official alumni. Thanks for being here today, Blair.
Of course, thank you for having me.
So what makes a student an actual alumni of the university?
Well, what's exciting for the students here at Fresno State is that our Alumni Association has moved from a dues-paying membership to an all-inclusive membership. So really, our definition of an alum is anyone that takes 3 units or more. So our alumni start with our freshmen that are on campus. So everyone is considered an alum, and we want to really instill the idea of being that you're a bulldog for life, an alum from day one.
So basically, as soon as you step foot on this campus, you are an official alumni?
Correct. And what we haven't really done before in the past is your Alumni Association doesn't want to just be with you the minute you cross that stage and get your diploma, and then say, knock on your door and ask you for a donation. We really want to start the minute you walk onto campus and be with you and support you and connect you throughout your collegiate career. And so that's really what my role is as student engagement, is to really involve our alumni and our students and kind of marry the two relationships together.
As I guess the director of student engagement, what are some events that you have set up for students and alumni that have been pretty successful?
So one of the things that we've done that we are hoping to grow on are hump day hangouts. We do them once a week, and our first one was pretty successful. We created a video, our own version of the Geico hump day commercial. We did have a camel here on campus, and we were hoping to have her return for our May hump day hangout that's going to be on May 7th. So one of the things is we just really want to give a place for the students to come and decompress for the week. We open up the house to the students because a lot of the students think that they can't come into the alumni house, that either someone lives there or that's where the university president's office is, and it's not. It's a place that you guys can come, you can use our resources. We want to help you stay connected and feel like you're a part of the university. So we just want to open the house to you, give you some free pizza and a cool place to hang out.
Does the camel have a name? Did you say what the name is?
Yes, her name is Tia. She's from Merced, so she's pretty great. She loves coming onto campus and loves taking pictures with all the students.
Okay. And what are some benefits that students can get, or I guess alumni, they would be alumni once what are some benefits they can receive as official alumni?
So one of the things that we have that's wonderful is we have our Bulldog Network. It's basically an online directory for all of our alumni and now our students. It's a great way to stay connected. We utilize a lot of LinkedIn and our Facebook page to do job listings and kind of ways that you can get mentorships or internships for that matter. And then we also have a Bulldog Bite. It's a monthly newsletter that we send out, that we do class notes, and we want to keep you engaged and keep you up to date with what's going on campus.
Okay, and lastly, what are some notable alumni from Fresno State that you can just name off the top of your head?
Well, the inventor of the BlackBerry is one of our most notable alumni. And then also, if you watch the Fox show Glee, Coach Beast, she is a grad of Fresno State. She did shot put here for Fresno State.
I'm sure a lot of students would be very happy to join that group of alumni.
Absolutely, Bulldog for life for sure.
Thank you so much for being here, Blair.
Thanks so much.
We were just speaking with Blair Schmidtkamp from the Alumni Association, telling us a little bit more what students can receive from being alumni.
Taking trips to amusement parks can be a great expense for college students. The Student Involvement Office is trying to lend students a hand by providing discounts to Six Flags and Disneyland. Many students took advantage of these deals during spring break. 2-day park hopper tickets to Disneyland are sold for $204, and 1-day tickets to Magic Mountain are only $42. The center also offers discounted tickets to SeaWorld and Universal Studios. Tickets can be bought at the USU Information Center.
Fresno State is becoming a school of the future. The California Energy Commission offered the university a grant of almost $400,000 for an on-campus electric car charging station. Governor Jerry Brown announced that the grant is part of an initiative to have 1.5 million zero-emission cars in the state by 2015. The charging stations will promote the use of e-cars and save students from spending money at the gas pump. The charging stations will be located on Woodrow Avenue, just west of the Save Mart Center.
Some college students give spring break a bad reputation, but one group of Fresno State students is making it their mission to change that. More.
With its beautiful views, the Ronald McDonald House is a place patients' families can come forget about their worries. But on Tuesday, the house's kitchen was busy. 10 students spent their day baking and decorating Easter cookies as part of Fresno State's alternative spring break project. Sporting shirts with the hashtag ASB The Change, students used their week off to serve the community.
I could go home and chillax and eat potato chips in front of a TV, but I don't want to. I want to be doing something.
But there was a problem with this year's ASB. PR and marketing coordinator Haley Barkas says too many students signed up.
So many people wanted to get involved this year, especially, that we had to make another team, which is great.
25 other volunteers spent their week across town at Rescue the Children, a renovated motel that gives hurting women a place to stay.
Renovating rooms, we've been painting them.
I didn't know all the hard work that goes into painting. I have a new respect for painters.
The students also organized hundreds of items used in the center's community store.
Now it looks like a store. It's like a real store.
Although the students spent their week organizing and painting rooms like this one, they made sure and end their week with a little fun. For their final project, the students transformed the house's lawn into an Easter carnival for kids at the center.
It's just amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. They're amazing kids. They're just adults.
Adults who just wanted to give back. Megan Roop, Fresno State Focus.
Coming up in sports, we'll see what Fresno State senior competed in a national basketball tournament.
Plus, find out more about the women's Fresno State tennis tournament. Stay tuned for sports with Renee Santos and Jillian Bertolucci.
I am Fresno State, and I'm going to show you why. Here's the beautiful and newly constructed Henry Madden Library, which has a massive collection. The Save Mart Center, which is our sports venue and one of the best attended in the entire country. We're absolute pioneers in the agricultural sciences, having led to the production of the first university winery and drawing in a diversity of students to achieve academic success over the past 100 years. And you know, I wish I had time to tell you about everything else, but in reality, I think you're just going to have to come see for yourself.
I am, and always will be.
Welcome back to Fresno State Focus. Renee Santos and Jillian Bertolucci have your sports update. Ladies.
Thanks, Brian, and hello, everyone. Welcome to Fresno State Focus Sports. I'm Jillian Bertolucci.
And I'm Renee Santos. Well, there definitely wasn't a spring break for Fresno State athletics. After being coachless for more than 2 weeks, the Fresno State women's basketball team now has a new leader. Fresno State athletics welcomed Jamie White to the Bulldog family. White comes to the Valley after 8 years as head coach at Northern Colorado. White made a little piece of history while at NCU as the school's winningest coach with 117 victories. Even with such a record, White is excited to be the newest member of the Dogs family.
I'm excited to be back in the Mountain West, and I really look forward to being a part of the Fresno State family and also the Fresno community. I've heard such great things about it. I'm excited about this team. You know, I've watched a lot of film, and it's exciting to see what we already have and what we can add to it.
White becomes Fresno State's 10th head coach in the history of the Bulldog women's basketball program.
The Fresno State women's tennis team is hosting the Mountain West tournament this Thursday through Sunday. The Bulldogs secured the #1 seed for the tournament, giving them a bye on Thursday. They'll begin competition Friday. The team recently defeated Nevada to finish with a perfect record in conference play. They are ranked 74th in the nation. They will host the tournament at Sierra Sport and Racquet Club. Matches will be held all day and are open to the public.
64 of the top collegiate basketball seniors in the nation competed in the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament this month. Among the 64 was Fresno State's very own Tyler Johnson. The tournament gave Johnson the chance to play in front of NBA executives and scouts. He was one of only 2 Mountain West players to accept invitations to the tournament. Former senior guard helped lead his team victory by winning the Invitational Tournament this weekend. Johnson is noted as number 16 on the school's all-time scoring list, ending his successful career at Fresno State with 1,346 points.
Former Fresno State star quarterback Derek Carr will pay a visit to Cleveland this week. First announced by the Fresno Bee, Carr will meet at Brown's team facility. Cleveland, in need of a quarterback, paid a visit to Fresno State last month to see Carr's performance level. Carr continues to impress NFL teams with his positive attitude along with his arm strength and technique. The NFL draft is just 2 weeks away, with the first round starting on May 8th.
Well, a familiar face returns to the NBA after nearly missing 3 seasons. Former men's basketball star Melvin Ely recently signed to the New Orleans Pelicans. Ely was a member of the Fresno State men's basketball team from 1998 to 2002. As a Bulldog, he finished his career as the school's all-time leading scorer, earning 1,951 points. Ely was the #1 draft pick back in 2002, making his first NBA appearance with the Los Angeles Clippers. Ely is one of 3 former Bulldogs currently in the NBA. Other Bulldog stars include Paul George and Greg Smith.
After 30 years, an American man has won the Boston Marathon. California resident Meb Keflezighi became the first American man to win the marathon since 1983 on Monday. An American hasn't won the race since Lisa Lardon-Weinebach took the women's title in 1985. Greg Meyer was the last American man to win the race back in 1983. The Star Spangled Banner was played at the conclusion of the race in honor of the American winner. Well, the Clovis Rodeo turns the big 100 this year. Jeff Smith tells us how Clovis is celebrating this big anniversary.
The Clovis Rodeo hits triple digits this year as the town gets ready to celebrate the centennial anniversary. Local businesses normally get busy this time of year, but the rodeo brings more people in for the festivities. Bobby Salazar's manager, Denise Dominguez, says the rodeo is great for business.
We get a lot of extra out-of-town people that are here for the rodeo, that are here in the rodeo. We get a lot of the riders, a lot of the sponsors, just a whole lot busier than we are normally in the month, of April's our busiest month.
Old Town Clovis is filled with rodeo spirit for the 8-second bull bucking event that kicks off tomorrow night with a performance by American Idol winner Scotty McCreery. To celebrate the 100 years the rodeo has been in existence, a statue has been placed in front of the rodeo grounds. Peg Boss, the former Clovis mayor, volunteers her time to work with the Clovis Museum. She says that the statue is a good way of celebrating the city's history and its roots.
The cowboy that rode him was killed later on after he rode here in Clovis, but it's a very romantic, sad because he was killed later on, but it's a responsible dedication for 100 years.
A bronze statue of Lane Frost, a famous bull rider, was put up in front of the Clovis Rodeo grounds in memory of his historic ride. This year's rodeo looks to be larger than the 99 that came before it. Jeff Smith, Fresno State Focus.
Well, the rodeo is always a good time. Are any of you planning on going?
I've actually never gone to the rodeo, even though I've lived here for about 4 years.
Oh, it's a Clovis tradition. You have to make it out this year.
You know, I always try to go, but I never get a ticket because it's sold out within like the first day.
I heard this year Scotty McCreery from American Idol is going to be there, so I'm sure it'll be a packed house.
And this isn't his first time in the Valley. He performed at the Woodward Park $5 series, I think last summer. So it'll be his second time here with hopefully a bigger audience.
And now he's doing big time, so it's gonna be pretty popular, I guess.
Right, and it's the 100 year.
Centennial.
Well, next week on Fresno State Focus, find out how students can get a taste of their future with a networking opportunity.
Plus, Fresno State will hold a Diversity Awareness Week.
Also, we'll go to the Centennial Clovis Rodeo.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.